So over the weekend, I did go see the Smurfs 2. Yes, I did attend the screening of the Smurfs 2. Though I must admit, it is a guilty pleasure of mine that I actually do enjoy the Smurfs, the first one, and Yogi Bear, kind of those kids movies, that same typical kid movies. I really do enjoy them. I don't know what's about them that I just find enjoyable. You know, they're not the best movie. So the Smurfs 2 has pretty much the same cast as the first one, adding a new actor, Brandon Gleeson, as Neil Patrick Harris's stepfather. And the story is Gargamel, played by Hank Azaria, is a world-known magician now, a wizard. He's having this big a magic show in London or Paris, and he's running out of Smurf essence, and he has these naughties voiced by Christina Ricci, and I'm not sure who the other one is. I think it's JB Smoove, I'm not sure. But he wants to capture Smurfette because he had created Smurfette, and Papa Smurf made her nice and loved by all the Smurfs. So he wants to capture Smurfette, voiced by Katy Perry, and figure out what's the secret formula to turn the naughties into a Smurf, so he can create a bunch of naughties, make them into Smurfs, and then extract the Smurf essence and have enough Smurf essence to rule the world. So that's pretty much the whole plot to the Smurfs movie. Going into the Smurfs 2 movie, you know, I wasn't expecting the Smurfs 1. And it's not the first Smurfs movie. Don't listen to me about the Smurfs movie, guys. I'm just reviewing what I thought. The Smurfs is generally viewed as a bad movie for a lot of people. But like I said, they're my guilty pleasures. Everybody has those guilty pleasures, and the Smurfs is one of them. Now, seeing Smurfs 2, there was a lot of things that weren't necessary. They tried to push morals or values, family into the movie. Brendan Gleeson is now into the picture as Neil Patrick Harris's stepfather. Neil Patrick Harris doesn't view him as a dad. He never thought he's still mad at him at taking away his real dad, and I really don't think that part was all necessary. I think they added that part in to deal with Gargamel thinking he's the father of Smurfette. Smurfette's wondering, who's my father? Is Gargamel my father, or is Papa Smurf my father? What I think they really try to do is add, oh, humans can also wonder, who's my father? I might have a stepdad, but I don't view him as a father. And I really do think that whole part wasn't necessary. Even though Brendan Gleeson, he was fun in the movie, you know, he was transformed into a duck. But that whole, they were dealing with, like, at the end, no one cares about spoilers for this movie. I mean, come on, no one's really gonna go see it if you're an adult. But at the end, Neil Patrick Harris realized, oh, he's been there all my life, he is my father. And that's what Smurfette viewed Papa Smurf as. So that part wasn't completely necessary. This movie is a big product placement for Sony. Gargamel has to write down notes, and his cat gives him a tablet. And he's like, I like the swiping motion. And he gives him a tablet, and he creates this whole masterful plan on his tablet. And they have Facebook and phones, and I know the first one they had Blu-rays, but it was a big product placement for Sony, and they had tablets throughout the whole movie, and the Smurfs are like, what's this? This is awesome. And it's not gonna, I don't know, I want to see the figures after people see the Smurfs 2. Do they go out and buy a tablet? I mean, I certainly am not gonna buy a tablet after watching Gargamel swipe a little bit. So the big product placement, I understand why. I mean, because it's a big kids movie and the parents are going to go see it, so let's put the products in there and see if it sells. You know, it wasn't all necessary, but I completely understand why. This movie is not for adults. It's not an adult movie. I really didn't care for this movie as I did love the first one. I didn't love the first one, but I felt it enjoyable. I actually have it on Blu-ray, but you know, this one's it's a little worse. It's full of fart jokes and poop jokes and burping jokes. They have a naughty who just completely burps and farts, and the kids are going crazy. They're just having fun, but that's not an excuse for like a bad movie. You know, when I really wanted the Smurfs movie is to like stay inside the Smurf village. You know, like the cartoons, they're mostly inside Smurf village, dealing with things that go around Smurf village and Gargamel and everything. And it'd be really cool to see just a Smurf movie inside the Smurf village and not take it place out inside Paris or New York like in the first one, but just having it inside the Smurf village would have been pretty cool to see. I know that you have to have big name actors in the movie to sell it, but there's also a few parts in the movie that were pushing things, like the duck's walking and he's Brendan Gleeson and he's talking and the woman looks at him and he goes, "What? Global warming, buy a Prius." I mean, some things they said weren't necessary. A lot of parts in the movie weren't necessary. I think they were money hungry, so let's make another second one, and will it sell? And it didn't do that great. And internationally it did, but not here in the US. So, you know, a movie that wasn't needed, but I understand why they made it, because of the money and the kids loved it. But this movie it's full of everything that is not for adults. I mean, kids will enjoy it, but it's not an adult movie. Everybody should know that, but you know, they could have made it a little bit better. I mean, there are kids movies that adults do love and they're critically acclaimed, you know, so whatever. Smurfs 2 review. Side note, when I went to the movie, I saw it by myself, and I sat in the middle row in the middle of the theater, and I got a few looks. I really do feel awkward going to go see a kids movie. I've seen a lot of kids movies by myself. The Croods, Epic, Escape from Planet Earth, now Smurfs 2, and probably Planes. But movies, I see these movies by myself because my roommate doesn't want to see them, and I feel awkward going into a movie by myself with this massive beard, going to a movie full of children. What are they thinking? So it kind of makes me nervous sometimes going into it. Like, I gotta pick the right seat. So this is just watching movies with the review for the Smurfs 2. I know it's kind of long, but I wanted to talk about it as I did like the first Smurfs, and they are guilty pleasures. I do like Yogi Bear, those kind of Hanna-Barbera movies, and the Smurfs 2 I was, you know, not expecting too much, and it's a decent movie, but it's not that great. So my review for the Smurfs 2, and I'll see you all later. Bye.